Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome to General Psychology with your professor, Amira Sims. So this semester we have tons of fascinating topics to explore. I know some of you are signed up because you're just trying to get a general ed requirement. Others are very interested in the subject, and I'm hoping that by the end of our 15 weeks together, everybody's enthusiastic about psychology. So psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. So this class, we're not going to be talking about pop psychology. We're actually going to be talking about the science of human thinking and human behaving. So actions that you take. And when you read chapter 1, you'll learn about the difference between behavior and mental processes. But this video, I'm going to basically focus on going over the syllabus to make sure everybody's on the same page. Our semester started on Monday, the 15th of August, and today is Wednesday, the 17th. And so by now you've had a chance to hopefully browse the syllabus, look at some of the information that I've provided in the modules and get comfortable or familiar with Canvas. If you haven't, that's okay. It's still the first week. This week, you're going to have 2 assignments, 2 ways to earn points. The first is personal introductions, where you introduce yourself to the class and to me, and then reply to 2 or more classmates, and you'll get credit for that. The second way is the syllabus quiz. And the syllabus quiz will just be a check to see that you really understand what is expected of you in this class. All right. So don't worry. Neither of these assignments are due today. So you have still a little bit of time. I suggest clicking on the module section in Canvas and getting very comfortable with what's in each module. All right. So, I want to be clear that this class is an asynchronous online class. That means it's asynchronous as in we're not all in sync. We're not all on the same page. Some of you may read chapter 1 beginning on Monday and finish by Wednesday. Others might not start chapter 1 until Saturday and finish on Sunday, right? You get to pick the pace at which you go in terms of reading the textbook. With that said, our assignments are set up on a weekly schedule, with the exception of the reflections and the group project and the test. The test comes at the middle of the semester and another one at the end. The reflections at the middle of the semester and again at the end. And then, the group project is pretty much sprinkled throughout the entire semester, little assignments, and the big one is at the end. But each week we have discussion prompts, and you're expected to respond within that week. Once the discussion closes, there's no more points that can be earned from that discussion. The discussions are a chance for us to have a conversation and to be kind of in sync, even though this is an asynchronous class. So just to be clear, I'm going to go over the ways that you can earn points in this class so that you can end up with an A in your 3 credit hours, or a B if that's what you're shooting for, or even possibly a C. All right, so there are 5 different ways to earn points in this class. The first way is through the discussion board. And the discussion board is like the lifeline of our class. Okay, so this is kind of like our chance to have a conversation about topics relating to learning theory and memory, personality, psych disorders, and different experiments that were conducted by various psychologists over the course of the last 100 years. So the discussion board is really important because a lot of your learning is going to happen on this discussion board. So let me give you a little note about the discussion board. On this discussion board, even though it's conversational, you still want to proofread and make sure that your post is free from most grammatical and mechanical errors. So don't start with a lowercase letter. Start with a capital letter and end with a period. Make sure your subject and verb agree. Read over your post to make sure it's coherent so that we can understand it. Feel free to add humor to include pictures or links to videos or to scholarly articles, right? The discussion board is your chance to talk about psychology. Now, on this discussion board, I do give you prompts. So I usually will give you 2 to 3 options. And these options are like watch some videos or read an article or answer some questions. And when you pick one of the prompts, you want to make sure your response is thorough. So you hit reply and you thoroughly answer the question. And you make sure that you sign your name at the bottom. Sign your name in the way that you want us to address you. All right, so that's the discussion board. Now we're going to have a total of 10 discussions over the entire 15 weeks, and each discussion is worth 20 points. So that's a total of 200 points. So we have 600 points in the class, and 200 of those points comes from the discussion board. Now, the ways that people usually max out their discussion, discussion is they usually have a thorough response. It's accurate, it's clear, and it's creative. And then they reply to 2 or more class members to get the full credit. Your responses to your class members should also be substantive. And by substantive, we mean complete, correct, clear, concise, and creative. All right, so the discussion board is your first way to earn points in this class. All right, the next thing is the test. We have 2 tests in this class. The first test is worth 100 points, and the second test is worth another 100 points. So the first test is the midterm, and the second test is the final. These tests are proctored via HonorLock. And I know some of you are grumbling like, HonorLock, really, Miss Sims? Yes, really. Because not everybody is honest. And unfortunately, sometimes students have been tempted to cheat. So that's why we have to use HonorLock to take that temptation away.